Okay, everybody, welcome to Sapp Says. And this is Sapp Says. Maybe that's how I got the sore throat. Oh my god. Well, Rena just scared me today. Rena said that I could probably have like pneumonia.
Yeah, she said to go check.
And I was like, walking pneumonia. I'm like, oh my god, it walks too. I don't know. Like, welcome to the show. I promised you a guest, and now we're gonna try to start this. And we have our first guest ever, the one, the only, the one and the only, and the smelly and the something I don't know. The one who brought me out of her vagina. Welcome, my mom, Regina Angel Sapp. What's up? Whoa there. I mean, like, okay, what's up, bro? Talking to the mic. And
Hi, Sean.
why'd you say it like that? Okay.
So beautiful, awesomeness.
Wow.
Worked so hard.
Okay, mom, don't be overly dramatic on the show.
You know how my day was.
Well, how was your day, actually? That is why we're here. And I think it's actually made for, like, family bonding. That's why I like this, because it's, like, a good family bonding that I actually can hang out with you now. And drink. Okay, well, cheers. We're going to cheers to love, family, and success. So how was your day today? Introduce yourself and whatever.
Okay, I'm Miss G.
At the school?
That's my name at the school.
At the beauty school?
Yeah.
Cool.
So Miss G had a long day.
What does the G stand for, though? Like,
Gina.
your name's not Gina.
Grandma?
Oh, okay, well.
Goodness.
What? Okay, well, someone had a good day. Like, what do you want to talk about?
Beauty, being at the beauty school behind the chair
Okay.
and listening to all the negativity.
What's negative, though? Is it the students?
I don't want to do that.
And they need to hear this, so talk about it. Let's talk about it right now. Because as you guys probably don't know, my mom is a hairstylist, but now is also a beauty school instructor for hair. And then I also went to the same school that she is also teaching at right now. And yeah, I mean, let's go talk about that. I think this is what the topic's about then. We're gonna talk about students in the beauty school and how it is. So, I mean, like, what happened then today? What pissed you off? Who pissed you off? I mean, you don't have to say who, but you could say who. I mean, this is a podcast. You can say whoever you want.
Pissed me off. They pissed me off today.
Okay, then what made you feel some type of way to bring it up?
So we all were not very confident going to school.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get as old as I am, you just know you're confident.
Well, that's why you're a
Or
teacher.
leaders, right? Like,
You're supposed to be the teacher.
Teacher, I've just been doing it for so long that I'll guide you if you want my help.
Well, that's what
But
teachers
if you
do.
don't need my help, and you want to be negative about everything.
Well, are the students negative or are the teachers negative? It starts with the foundation. I always believe in that. In any place, the foundation is the leader, the owners.
You see it everywhere.
I mean, it's a business. I feel like every business of employees are not happy, and if it keeps continuing, I think within any business, which I hear a couple businesses where there's so many complaints about from the employees talking about owners of businesses, which kind of freaks me out because being a business owner.
So being a business owner, you always have complaints.
Mm-hmm. But see, it's different now because now you're working for someone else's business. So your responsibility is not as big, which you know how it is to be a business owner, but it's still big, but it's just not as big as what they have to do, which is they're the ones who make, how would you say, the character in a business. They're the ones who create the character in the business, is the owners.
True.
So is it them that you want to start with, or is it the students that are the ones just giving the attitude for no reason? Where do you think it starts off?
Every day is different. Every day's different. But you
Okay.
can tell if they had a bad start. Definitely can tell. So,
I mean, everyone does
gonna
though. You
tell
don't just go to
y'all.
school. I mean, you don't go to work. I mean, people who are really like working to survive and make a paycheck, even if they're having a bad day, they don't try to go and show it. I mean, if you're a real genuine person, you wouldn't want to do that to affect others. But then people want to act like that because it's just beauty school. Is that how they're gonna take it? Pretty much, right? They just take it because it's just beauty school, which I'm here to also now. Gonna change it. I'm gonna change this industry, which I already have. I've changed the color game here. I've changed the whole way of how a salon works and how it's seen here on the island, on Guam. And I know I did, and I'm confidently gonna say that. But now that I see all these other businesses that are still in the industry of doing hair or any type of beauty services, they're so stuck in the old times, like your guys' times of growing up. And I feel like you guys don't want to change. You guys don't want to flip it around. You guys don't want to learn what the new things are nowadays. So I feel like that's a good advice that I can give is that you guys need to flip your mind around and make it to where you will want to understand the new generation too. Not only understand yours. Because once you do that, then it gets more fun on the island. Period. Am I right or am I right?
I think you're making a little bit of sense, but
A little, excuse him, wall. We about to like okay, we're gonna.
but
It's the true fact, sis.
so yeah, maybe it needs a little upgrade.
It's not the physicalness. Like it doesn't matter. Yeah, it matters how it does look inside, but that also depends on how clean it is, how well established and how functional it is too. That's in any type of business. The
So you want
mood, the mood, and the people who are running everything else that you need to be run in your business is there for a reason. But they can't be there if you're gonna have the owner just being like not caring, two, not even trying to put any effort into the salon. Honestly, if they were to even just like paint the walls one day, it would just change the vibe, or change the mirrors one day, it would change the whole vibe because they could see the owners putting effort into their place, which means investing and not keeping the money to yourself. So, I mean, that is true because they haven't, I mean, since I've been going to school there when I was what? Oh, that was like what? Maybe 11 years ago or 13 years ago? 13 years.
you were 17 in
Yep.
2011.
It's going on 13 years now and it still looks the same. Like, maybe you guys just move like what did you
Do
guys
you
move?
remember that? Do you remember that day you dropped me to take my instructor's test?
I still remember that.
And then he closed the door and he said, "You're not gonna do it, Mom. You're not gonna do it." So I said, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, you needed that fire to burn the shit out of you to pass.
I
It's
was like,
dull.
"Ooh,
Like,
I didn't sleep all night. I had like 4 coffees.
was it coffee really?
I was just a nervous wreck.
I don't think it was coffee only.
I was a nervous wreck.
Well, you passed and you did it,
I
sis.
did. I think it was fixed.
That and maybe you were just you and then you passed because people
But
saw
guess
the real
what?
you.
Guess what? I'll just be honest. So the other 2 instructors wanted a computer. They wanted to do their PowerPoint. I've been cutting hair all my life, 6 days a week. I don't have time to do that kind of stuff.
I don't even know how to work that too.
So my computer crashed the night before. Totally went blank. There was a purpose. There was a reason for that. So I said, okay, I guess I'm gonna take my mannequin in, and I'm just gonna do my hands-on.
So it's the same thing coming into this generation. Now you want to act like because things are too much, which you don't think about when your parents were the age of having you at such a young age too, or your teenage age. Like they had to evolve at the same time you were evolving into the new generation of what it was. Right? So then I feel like that everyone needs to accept it and just like write it out. Like ride your fucking life out. Like don't fucking stress about what the next invention is anymore. Unless you're gonna create it. Like if you're gonna create it, then do it. That's what I believe. Like accept it. Like everybody needs to accept where the generations are going now. And accept where everything is being labeled and what everything is gonna be in the near future. Like, I mean, but that's it to happen on its own and for us to live at the moment. Because when you think about it too much, then you're gonna judge and you're gonna be so negative.
But you already know that these gadgets are not going to take over our work.
Oh yeah, no, but I mean, Mom, what? We're just gonna be the only ones working while everyone is controlled by robots? No, everyone's gonna realize that robots and like machinery is never gonna have as much as a real feeling as a human body and as your energy. It's all battery operated. It's all juiced out. You know what I mean? I think I do want another drink, maybe. But like honestly, everyone is talking about this. I watch other podcasts talk about this. I hear people talking about it. I'm sure like all you people like sitting at your desk talking to your coworkers talk about it. But like you guys are just stressing over what? Because rich people are building this and because you're not rich and you're not building this, like you want to go ahead and like talk about it like you know it. And you don't. So just do your job, live your life, love, and like just continue on and like try to learn and be more knowledgeable. I think that's even the fun part is like learn how these people are making these things almost and learn why they're making these things.
What are you talking about?
See, the generations. But yeah, I just think the only way that the school is ever gonna be evolve and make students better each time that new students come in is if the owners, and maybe it probably takes you teachers who have this new idea to click in their fucking head. I can say it on the podcast. Fucking head, like that they should turn their head around and also, oh shit, maybe I should learn what this generation is doing now. And they will understand their kids or their grandkids or their great grandkids. Like it will make them have a more happier life than to be judgmental on it. Like how you were judging me when I was first doing my vlogging because you thought I was cuckoo. Like, no, I was trying to have fun. I was trying to do something different. Like now I don't want to care. I don't care to go out. But you were just trying to like make me feel like it was not a good thing to do. Because what? It's a gadget, it's the newest thing. But then you don't know what I'm trying to do with it or create with it. At least I'm not out in the clubs and like drinking and like partying in random ass places. Like at least I'm doing something to try to build a different kind of career industry for myself and others. So that's my goal. And then everybody else should have their own goals or like either goals or really just a purpose. When you have a purpose, then you have something to live for. But if you want to keep judging, then you're never going to get anywhere in life and start to hate yourself even more.
Who's judging?
Guam. The people on Guam. So yeah, I mean, going back to the beauty school, I mean, now you want to go back and teach? I'm just kidding.
I want to take over.
I mean, that's maybe later in the future.
No,
like
I'm like waiting for my son.
Yeah, I have bigger plans, but then I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to do anything quick. I'm not trying to buy anything right now. I'm playing it smarter for me because I know the purpose I'm going to create. And then this is how it's going to start. This is how it's going to start. But this is just this moment that you're watching us. We're already over. We're done. We're moving on to the next video. So that's how I'm thinking. And I think everybody else should almost not think like you're thinking of the future. It's just you're thinking about what is the next step to keep going because honestly, that's what it's called trends. And that's what people buy into is trends. You know what I mean? So you just got to be a lot more smarter. That doesn't mean book smart. But it's good to read a book. You read a book?
Two of them. I was excited.
Wow. Did you understand it?
Of course, it's psychology.
I cannot understand books. I don't know.
It's all about psychology.
But I think I would get there.
What's her name?
I think you would
What? Self-help. Self-help?
Yeah. It's like
So is that YouTube?
motivational.
Oh.
Yeah. It's kind of like the stuff you watch.
Yeah, the stuff I watch.
Yeah.
So the last book I read was it's called Everything Is Fucked.
Well,
Everything is pretty much fucked
can you
up.
go more into detail now?
Basically, it's basically the whole concept or the whole summary to sum up the whole book. Sum it
I really
up.
wonder how it looked though. Okay, what? I want to see how it looked like.
What did I get out of the book was actually like I think right at the last page, of all these like stories about everybody and from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So old school always comes around as an example. Okay.
Okay,
So it just says
go.
when we're all gone, we're nothing. We're nothing. We're all dust. We're nothing. So while you're still here, just do it. Just do it. Just do it.
And will you listen to your own advice?
Whatever you want.
Would you listen to your own advice?
Just do it.
But would you listen to your own advice at the downest days of your days now? You know, this is what probably the podcast is supposed to do, though. Like, when you actually rehear yourself saying these things, it almost, like, recollects your thoughts of, like, what your purpose was again. Because people always forget their purpose because they want to, like, make sure that they look good when they walk into a place. Or they want to make sure that they're not stained or they're not, I don't know, you just worry about the other things that where people are going to look at. That's what a lot of people are worried about nowadays, which is honestly, which makes the world go around maybe a little bit and takes away from like the whole energy world and the whole like, I don't know, universe shit. But at the same time, that's what also kills us is the stress of being perfect. And like you said, literally, we're only made into this physical world. So what my mom was saying, the way I like to break it down is that if you really, really, really think about it, look at your hand right now. Like, look at it. Look at your hand. Move your fingers. Look at it and just move it, right? Okay. Now you think about it. And now when I say think, it's because you're going to think about it with your brain. But your brain is just the engine, though. Right? But then your brain right now is thinking about every little thing that you're looking at. So when you're looking at like something, you're almost looking for like, what is it thinking or what are they thinking? Or, oh my God, like, you're like, why am I doing this? Like, you just start to think. But then when you're looking at your hands and you're moving it, you know, okay, what's moving it then? What's moving this? Is it your brain? I don't think it's your brain. It's your energy. Your energy is you. And that's why I now believe more, like I'm not saying in any religion, but I do believe in the afterlife. Because afterlife means you're just this like orb that is not seeable in physicalness of the eyes, but you're more of this ball of energy. And the body is just pretty much the subject that you're just brought into and born into. But then when you die, you're able to like, boo, and like go and be where you want to be. And that's why when they say there's ghosts, think about it like, okay, why is there ghosts then? Because they're still around then somehow. And if things are able to like move or things are able to like make you feel some type of way where you get the chicken skin and all that, like think about it. You're not this body then, like you just said. We're nothing. But then that doesn't mean we're nothing. Is like you just want to like live the life you're supposed to be in then right now. And if it takes that moment of learning everything that you need to learn and taking care of yourself, and just because people honestly want to do the extra thing to take care of themselves, let them do it. Because that's what also makes them more mentally stable to not hurt anybody. But when you want to put people down because they're more extra than others or they're more dirtier than others, in your opinion on that, like, doesn't mean shit. Because like you said, we're nobody, we're nothing once the bodies are gone. It's all about what life you want to live. You choose your life. And that's why I'm trying to tell you, coming from the bottom up is you choose your life, because I knew I did not want to stay poor. And I knew what I wanted to be and where I wanted to have my standard in life. So everybody else needs to choose their standard in life. And that goes for everyone on Guam. And then, even if you have like what you call is the good standard and having such a rich family and having all this money, sometimes you guys are the worst judgmental people. because all you grew up knowing was having the nicest things. But you will never grow up knowing having the worst things or having the worst people and having the worst negative like thoughts and energy around you. So try to understand and help people then other than just giving them money. Because the thing that I have a purpose for is going to create to help energies be more better energies. So I think that's a tongue twister, and we shouldn't use money as the materialistic thing to create such a better life that people call it here. I think it's not about the money anymore. Think about it. It's really about who you are and who you want to be better for you, and then now it could just make other people better because they're watching you be better. Dude, I need to fucking twerk for that shit. This is so easy.
It is. It's easy.
See, and isn't it fun? I'm just trying to create something more fun. Like, look at us. We don't have to do hair right now. Like, thank God. Sorry, like, honestly.
What?
You guys are expecting so much from me to do your hair right. So, money shouldn't matter. Period. Now that I've actually learned to this level that my mom has always told me, I remember her always telling me before I even went to beauty school or maybe when I did start becoming a stylist, is like no matter what, they will always follow you. That's like that main quote that you always say. So I think that's a good quote. But you never guided us on that quote too. Like, so the way I would say is like, I just learned how to be such a people pleaser.
What do you mean I never guided you?
Like, I just like thought people pleasing was like what we had to do, because I remember when you would like do clients, your attitude just like switches so quick that it's like, this bitch ain't not that happy. Like, but she's only happy because her client's here. Like, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But like sometimes I like to even show my emotions to my clients too. Because not like saying that I need to show them when I'm sad or mad or all that, but like also to show them that I'm a real person. And then if they were to be affected in that way in their own work site, they would do the same thing and like not want to be there. You know what I mean? So also respect people's like emotional feelings. I'm not saying like, okay, now this is your time to make excuses because now you're fucking emotional. No. I just think you need whatever's making you emotional, it's all personal. And you need to change that first. No, just personal, like personal life. Your personal life is fucked. So whatever happened at home before you came to work, that's your problem to fix. Because if everyone else at work is happy, you should not be the one that's sad and shows it to everybody. Right. Period. Point blank. But your students do that.
That's one of the students. Like every day there is a bad apple in the group. All the apples aren't all good, are they?
But okay, this is where. Okay, Mom, listen. Listen. Okay. Have you ever looked at the most major artists, the ones that are really memorable, pretty much the ones that have died? You look at Elvis, you look at Whitney, you look at Michael Jackson, and then you also look at like Selena, and you look at like Martin Luther King. Like, look at those people. They all grew up not wealthy, right? But look how strong and powerful they became because of not knowing also the rich side, but knowing how to grow to become rich and famous. But also they kept their like real, genuine soul in them still, like how they grew up and didn't change for that. And they tried to make the world a better place. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to become rich and famous. I'm just trying to become somebody that can also help change a whole nother like energy up in this bitch. Because fuck, it's so boring here.
Boring where?
On Guam. Because you either have to dress like, if you're a boy, dress in like the baggy shorts and the big tank tops and slippers or whatever, look like a boy. And then if you're a girl, you look like a girl. But then, like, what's looking like a girl nowadays? Because all you men be looking at these girls with, like, fucking skimpy-ass outfits, but then you tell your wife to wear the fucking, like, muumuu dress. Right? So, what I'm just trying to say here is, I don't even know what the fuck I'm trying to say anymore. Like, I just think...
Do you want your mom to start wearing muumuu dress?
Well, you ain't be wearing no fucking skimpy outfits, do you? Like, it doesn't matter what you wear. Like we said, the physicalness doesn't matter. The physicalness doesn't matter. It's all about how you feel with your own physical body. That's your choice. It's nobody else's choice but yours and what you want to look like. So that's what I'm just trying to say. Like, I think I'm just so over the whole judgmentalness, and I think that's why I'm like losing the fuck out of my mind because bitch, I'm gonna go fucking like rock the fuck out of you. Okay, bye.
Are we still being on?
Yeah, she just had to reset it.
Oh,
See, you're learning.
I don't know.
You're learning how this goes. Because then when you see this, when you're doing it in person, it looks so cheesy and like looks stupid to do this. But then when it's all edited and you actually see it on a fucking screen, you're like, whoa. There's an impact somehow, at least a little bit. Like, it's not the best setup or it's not the best studio.
Depends on your editor.
But honestly, even some people on YouTube have even better like quality than, honestly, like KUAM is probably the highest like television quality here. But like at the same time, it's not that good. Sorry, not talking shit, but you guys need to kind of step it up. It's kind of boring. No one watches it anymore.
Too busy working.
No, it's the same. It's the same way they're doing it ever since like 30 years ago. Like, make it more interesting, make it more updated. And then there's a lot of young people working on there. I'm not trying to dog anybody, but I think this is something for you guys to actually like learn from a real true artist himself, which is me. And even though I'm not like a whole studio system like you guys, one day I strive for it and I'm gonna have it and I'm gonna manifest it because I know what I want to create for other artists to grow. That's where we were on. We were on artists.
That was like 10 minutes.
I know. We were on artists. Okay, so when I brought up the whole like celebrities, that's why I brought up the celebrities, because when I brought up the celebrities, you look at them. All the major artists grew up from bad beginnings because one, they were meant to be put there to rise up and actually learn how to be who they were. And that's me. Like, I've always had this big vision ever since I was in elementary school. I can say it, but I'm not gonna say it because honestly, fuck you guys. And then at the same time, not you guys, but the ones who don't like understand it, because you guys won't understand it. And I'm not gonna say it until it does happen. I've said it to maybe a few people, but I don't even know if they remember because they probably thought it was like, yeah. I don't know. I just think my ways of what this life is and what I know to create it to be fun is gonna happen because everything that is happening right now and how people have found me and the people that have helped me and guided me at the times that like I would have never believed in like what God can do until I really like learned how to like stay away and pray a lot and go to my space and actually be me again and not live through the eyes of what partying and drinking and like being the coolest and having sex with all these people and like telling everybody you did this person, you know this person because you did their person and blah, blah, blah. Like, honestly, that was the most bullshittest time of my life, which was literally the whole early 2000s and maybe even the 90s and the 80s. You guys are all just fucking each other. And that's what you guys wanted to believe is just fucking was life. And that was the thing to share and to show off. And I believe that. And then that's when you guys become so jealous and you get so angry and you fight. And then now if you look at this generation, they don't give a fuck. All they do is just look down at their phone and they ignore everything. Which can also be a bad thing. But at the same fact, it's like, it's not as senile as you guys were at your time and then also my time. There was a lot of riots. There was a lot of fights. There was a lot of like everything. Drugs were going around. Drugs were starting even more. So it just created a whole nother atmosphere here that we all needed to adjust to.
But guess what? Like 1970s was the worst.
Yeah, but then see, no one wants to.
So it's just up to the generations and what's around.
It's you at this time that being on this planet, you also have your saying no matter what age you are.
Right?
You have your time when it's your time to say something. And if the purpose is to help and it is going to happen, then it'll be your time to do it, but you also have to work hard for it. It's never gonna happen until you work hard.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, or them.
I don't know, but I think I worked quite hard.
Yeah, I mean, you did your part, sis. But it doesn't mean to stop now. It doesn't mean to stop.
I'm not. I'm helping somebody else's businesses stay alive so we can create better artists for whoever out there needs more.
But then if you're saying that right now, and pretty much you're saying it in a way where it's like the owner doesn't even know that you're saying this. It's like I feel like you need to tell them and flip this whole thing around.
They know.
Because they have that control. They have that control of making people get a certificate to get the license to work and to become an artist. So I feel like you guys are the startup, and if you guys actually believe in wanting to help people, your business will flourish and it will grow. But if you're pretty much all of them are there to fend for themselves and fucking stress over what paper they need to sign or what bill they need to pay, then they're the fault. They're the ones who are stressing out over the wrong things and making the world not better.
So if I was not to show up tomorrow, okay?
I mean, at least tell them.
70, how old is Miss Maria? 70, I think she's 74. I think that's what I heard. 74-year-old lady that has a pacemaker and she's had surgery. Who else would run her school if I didn't show up?
Well, then that means you're an angel sent there.
Yes, and I will help her.
Then that means you were sent to help her, and you should help her.
I want to help her.
Okay, cool, because you believe in her.
License to do so, but I'm not really a teacher. And they keep saying, Miss Regina, don't say that. I'm gonna say it already. I am not a teacher. I'm a mother, and I'm a cosmetologist for how many years in my life?
You don't have to be a teacher. You could be you could be a mentor. You could be a sensei.
I'm trying to be, but you can't please everyone. Who listens to their mother? Nobody. I don't listen to my brother. I just listen to my mother.
Nope.
So I walk into the school and they know I still have a third grader and this time of life. But anyway, they know how my mornings start. So pretty much I walk in them knowing that I'm still a mother. So why would they listen to me? Why would they listen to me?
Did this turn personal? I think this turned personal. Like, well, what is your job then? So what do you want? Wait.
I'm here to give you the rest of I'm here to give you all the clients in the world that if I could, I would give you all the clients.
Mom, you just sound like one of those like fake ass motivational speakers. Like, what do you mean then? What is your purpose? Like, what is the purpose of being there? What is like?
I want to guide them. I want to guide them just like my son starting at such a young age. I started at a young age, and saw how you progressed, and real fast.
Okay, so wait. This is where okay.
So of course, of course I see you. And so everybody that's around me, I want them to be just like.
But I need to know where I even started too. So like you're just looking at me now.
I know how you started. Of course I know how you started.
But that's just it. I think, in my own opinion, you're labeling now. This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking. You are labeling now. You're forgetting what you just said. Now you're hypocriting yourself, whatever. You're just doing that now because you're labeling them to be at a level that I am at 13 years later of going to school. You are not pushing back when you first saw me when I was like, I didn't even know how to touch the foil with the comb and like weave the fucking hair at the same time. But then that's where you need to push yourself backwards. Because
how you've come out of your shell.
So you're doing more of like, you're doing more of like a spiritual learning, like a spiritual teaching. But that's a real thing nowadays. And that's everything I teach. I teach everything from emotions, from spiritual, from confidence, and then also then your skills. What is your top-notch skill? Where are you best at? Because even in hair, I'm not best at every part of hair. I suck at updos. Updos are my worst thing. So like, literally don't hire me for your updos, okay? I can transform you, make you feel better, make you feel like the hottest thing that I want you to feel, but that's if you want to feel it. And the same goes as students. They want to be an artist. If they want to be an artist, they will strive and they will struggle and suffer. If you do not learn the suffering of it, which you are putting it in a bad way of suffering. You're not suffering like fucking Jesus did on the cross while he was hammered, what people want to believe in. That is suffering. You're suffering because what? You're not patient enough to fucking learn from somebody who has been doing it for years. That's why you're suffering, because you can't sit your ass down. But then all of a sudden you can sit on your couch and your fat ass and eat your chips and fucking eat your ice cream or whatever you want to do and call yourself an artist? I don't think so, sweetie. Or Bubba. So, like, get the fuck up, change your attitude around, and be an artist. Because artists are very apple. They want to eat an apple. Artists are genuinely happy people because they're free to do and create what they want. But nowadays, it takes you to have other people in your team, which people want to call it a team, right? So create a team. But then the only way you're ever going to create a team is if you start. Because that's when you get to know who is your real team, and that becomes your family. Because I don't believe in friends anymore. Like, friends is nothing to me. Friends are just acquaintances that I probably see you at the fucking store and say hi to you, or at the gym. That's probably a friend. But would I tell you anything that's important? Would I make you ride in my truck? No. Actually, no. So I just think that, like, everybody needs to get their act together and just become more of an evolved person. Like, change. Like, literally, change. Like, do you need change for 100, bitch? Like, the fuck?
Can I borrow $100, by the way?
I'm just saying, like, just change. Like, that's a real thing. Like, changing is okay to do. It's a natural fucking human thing to do. Do you literally look the same as you were when you're fucking zero years old? Like 0 years old, like when you're a fucking baby? Do you look the same? No, right? Because you changed. So things change too. Attitude changes, voices changes, like mine, because I've got fucking like pneumonia. Thanks, Rena. I was kidding. I mean, what? Your boobs? Oh, okay. Well, Kiki, you just kind of, well, you can't hear Kiki, but I mean, obviously they hear something there. It's like a little rat.
I can honestly say that your nose gets bigger once you hit.
Mom, that's the one thing. Your nose and your ears are the only things that don't stop growing until you die. So that's why I'm getting a nose job.
Can I go with you?
Okay. That's not a problem. Do you want to do your ears, though, too?
I think my ears are.
Kris Jenner did it. Okay, so we only got 6 minutes left. What's your last topics? Anything else do you want to say, mother?
I'm so proud of you. I'm very proud of you.
I don't know if I could do that on the camera right now. Like. Thing. I think I deserved it. I think now is my time to teach more people to come into my own establishments that I will be creating and will be expanding. And for you guys to come and see when it does happen. Like, I'm not going to tell you anything right now, but I'm going to make things change. Me, Selena, and my team. So we're here to make something different. I'm not here to brag about it. I'm here to show you what it is to be like as a human being that wants something and actually will keep going and won't stop. And thanks to, yes, her, because she created me, and my dad. But, I don't know, like, just do your thing. No matter what, I mean, you're going to love, but then I believe that you have to love them by, like, always taking care of them. Like, now I'm fucking over it. And, like, they're a big boy and a big girl now, too. Like, so they can also get the fuck up and do something, because it's not your responsibility anymore. It's your time to live your life that was created to be, that you want it to be in your vision, because you already learned from theirs that if they either did take care of you very well or if they didn't, that's up to your way of thinking and your scenario of what your life was. So create something better then if you want it. If you want it to keep the same, then go ahead and keep the same if that makes you happy. Like, I'm not trying to change everything about you. I'm just trying to put a little fucking like touch in your heart, and then it'll hit your brain to be like, oh shit, like life is actually more peaceful than I thought if you just don't judge the fuck out of people and yourself. Like, really just wear that shirt tomorrow because it probably looks cute on you.
What shirt?
I don't know, like, you know, people be like planning their next day outfit, so like If they don't believe in it, they don't think that they like it, like, but then they really did fall in love with it, then maybe you should use it, even if somebody said something, like, fuck them. That's what will make you more of who you are and probably, like, expand your horizon.
So can you buy me that pair of shoes though?
I think we should just cut it. Okay, we're canceling the podcast forever. Bye. Like, but Mom, thank you for being a guest on Sean Sapp Says.
Yeah.
Welcome to Sean Sapp Says. I am so excited for this. I can see it growing. I can see things like becoming so much more powerful. Like where it's just a good powerful, not powerful like I'm gonna fucking like freeze everybody. Like powerful, like where you actually want to get the fuck off the bed and you're happy to get off the bed. I think that's what everyone's been struggling nowadays, like, is getting off the bed. Because it's called you don't believe anymore. You stop believing because you think that this was the end of the road. We ain't no boys to men up in this bitch. We are the future.
Me too. What?
Maybe. I don't think we're the future, actually. We're just living in the moment. So just live in the moment.
Every day.
And that's it. Wow, Mommy, you're like my...
Every day.
She's like the narrator to my...
Your hands in the air.
It's like you just don't care. Hey. Sis.
Smile.
Okay, we gotta go. And this is Sean Sapp Says. Cheers, Mom. To... That's good. To love, success, and family, y'all. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed. And till the next episode, just keep watching.